Codevthspan YouTube channel. In this lecture, we are going to see the constructors. Constructors are the special non-static members which is used to initialize non-static properties during the object creation.
Going to see the example for the constructor. Firstly, I wanted to manufacture a bike. So I am here manufacturing a bike. So based upon the output, I am deciding to give a name brand as Royal Enfield because I'm not a good artist, but it seems like an Royal Enfield, right? So I'm giving name as an Royal Enfield. This is the first case, and the second case would be, again I want to manufacture the bike, but before manufacturing I am aware of its properties and behavior. So firstly, the brand name is, I want to manufacture Royal Enfield bike, and the color would be black. So based upon these two properties, I wanted to design an object. Based upon this, I want to design an object. So here I am initializing the object and its properties and behavior during the object creation is known as an constructor. In the first case, I manufactured the same products. In the second case also, I manufactured the same product. Object is nothing but bike in two cases. But in the first case is not at all a good practice, because after getting an output, I am giving a brand name. But in the second case, based upon the properties and behavior, I am preparing a product. So I am initializing the objects during the object creation. It is known as a constructor, so it is a good practice. So always we have to go with the second case. So the same situation we will implement in the programming. So before implementation, we will see what is constructors and how constructors are divided. After that, we will see the program. At that time, you will come to know why and where we initializing the objects and how constructor will work. I hope you understand this example. Let's go.
Constructors are the special non-static members which is used to initialize non-static properties during the object creation. Constructor name always same as class name. It is similar to the method, but it doesn't return any return type. That means constructor name is always same as an class name, and it is also similar to the method, but it doesn't return any data type. In Java, no class exists without a constructor. Constructor will execute during the loading process of an object. We should call constructor with the help of the new operator. A class which doesn't exist without the constructor, and constructor executes during the loading process of an object. Here we will see the syntax: access specifier, class name, and the formal arguments. Here we have the implementation. As we know, the constructor name is same as in class name and the access specifier, and we can pass the formal arguments and the implementation. And the constructors are classified into three types. The first one would be the default constructor, no argument constructor, and parameterized constructor. Firstly, default constructor. The process of adding no argument constructor to the class by a compiler during the compilation time. It means adding no argument constructor during the compilation time. If a programmer fails to create at least one constructor, is known as a default constructor. As we know that this constructor is must and should be exist in a class. If programmer fails to write the constructor, by default constructor is created during the compilation time. For example, it is a no argument constructor, so I didn't pass any arguments here. So class name is A, so constructor is also same as a class name. It is an default constructor. Next, no argument constructor. The process of creating no argument constructor to a class by a programmer is known as a no argument constructor. Here we have no argument constructor and the same class name as constructor name, but here which is defined by the programmer. And the third, we have parameterized constructor. The process of creating a constructor with the formal arguments to the class by a programmer is known as an parameterized constructor. That means when we passing the formal arguments to the constructor is known as an parameterized constructor. Here we will see the job of the new operator. It will create a block of a memory with the same address in each area. It loads all the non-static members into an object with the default values and addresses. It executes all non-static initializers and instance initializers block from top to bottom. See here, when new operator encounters, it creates an object and it loads all the non-static members. For example, int a it's non-static members and non-instance initializer blocks, and all the execution takes from the top to bottom, and it calls a constructor and constructor will going to be execute. So after the new operator, constructor would be called and the constructor going to be executed. It returns the address to the object reference variable. Constructor also non-static member, but it doesn't load in the object. We will see the program. Class car. I have three properties. First of all, I have to manufacture a car. So a car, what we have, we will decide first what brand we have to buy and what is its price and how much mileage it will give. So string brand double price double mileage. Here I am going to create a constructor, access specifier followed by class name, right? So public car string brand double price double mileage. Here I am assigning the local variables to the global variables. As it is a non-static member, we can call it by using this statement. This is nothing but which is used to hold the current object. This dot brand is equals to brand. This dot price is equals to price. This dot mileage is equals to mileage. And I am creating a method to display public void display system.out.println this dot brand, this dot price, this dot mileage. It is a class, blueprint class, and the next I am writing the user logic class, which is consist of a main method. Class user public static void main string arguments, and I am creating the object here. Car C1 is equals to new car Tata 12,018.5. When the new operator encounters, it creates an object with the same address. After that, all the non-static members will load brand, price and the mileage. Brand, price and the mileage with the default values. String null price double, it means 0.0 and it executes from the top to bottom. After the new operator, constructor will get executed. Tata string, it matches to the brand, so brand is equals to Tata. Then price matches to the price, which is an double, which is matches to the price, so price is equals to this dot price. So here we have 2000. Next 18.5. After that, C1 dot display, we will get values like Tata 2018.5. Then next car CT is equals to new car auto 8018.5. Again, when the new operator encounters, again it creates an object and it will get brand, price and mileage. And after the new operator, the object creation takes, the constructor will execute at that time. All these values are replaced with the ADO 8000 and 18.5. So for this program, the output would be Tata 2018.5 and ADO 8000 and 18.5. That means we are initializing the objects during the object creation. After the new operator which is used to create a memory space, and it loads all the non-static members. After that, the constructor will execute. It loads all the values according to the data types. I hope you understand the constructors. That's all for today. Thank you. Please subscribe Codevthspan YouTube channel.